What up guys, and welcome to another Fusion TV StarCraft 2 cast. Once again, my name is Mox, and joining me as always, the one and only Helly. How's it going, man?
Hey, I am great, and I'm very much looking forward to this game because we have ForGG in it, or as he's now known in StarCraft 2, Finn.
Yes, it is going to be an exciting match. So spawning down here as the red Terran player on Shattered Temple, we have from Xeria Gaming, it is xGKingiaguz. He's a well-regarded Terran on Southeast Asia, and it's going to be interesting to see how he goes against the one and only ForGG. So spawning over here, it is the blue Terran from Team OGS. It is oGsFin, or as he is also known, ForGG.
Yeah, we did see xGKingiaguz ask if this is Finn as in oGsFin, and we had the reply no from Finn. So he is just tricking his opponent a little bit.
A little bit of mind games happening, I think, but...
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. You know, Finn probably just doesn't want the media locating him. He was a massive StarCraft 1 player.
All that popularity.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how xGKingiaguz goes here. I mean, he's one of the top Terrans on Southeast Asia, and we did see in our last cast, Mafia stood up to the challenge of a top Korean. Can his fellow clanmate do the same? ForGG has only recently made the switch to StarCraft. We saw him participate in GSL in the last season, but he's more well known as a Brood War pro.
Yeah, well, if I could just talk about Finn for a little bit, you know, there was massive hype for him when he came onto the StarCraft 2 scene. You know, everyone thought that he would be brilliant, and it very much looked like that would be the case, because he made in his first qualifications, he got into Code A, and then in Code A he made a straight run through it, 2-0ing everyone. He 2-0'd a Protoss, a Zerg and a Terran, including Polt and July, I believe. So some very impressive players he just 2-0'd. And then he got to Code S and he came last in his group. But admittedly it was a very difficult group with Leenock, MC and Supernova in it, some of the top Zergs, Protosses and Terrans in the world. So we'll have to see how he fares here. I still think he's a very strong player despite coming last in his group, and that it'll be a tough match for the red Terran player.
So we do see very similar builds. The only difference is that Finn has taken that gas already, but xGKingiaguz has opted for the command center instead, taking that gas now, which makes me think that xGKingiaguz is looking to play a more macro style game here, although he is taking that second gas as well. Finn might be looking to put on some early pressure here, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, Finn is grabbing that second gas, so I think the likely play from him, given the positioning of his factory, is he's going to put a starport down next to it and get those Banshees. And they will work quite well because we do have close by air spawns against a quick expanding Terran who's not going to have the starport up by the time the Banshees hit. So he's going to have to rely on Marines, probably without Stim or Combat Shield, to hold off some Banshees if they do come.
It is becoming quite popular in Terran versus Terran games, that Banshee play, so I don't think xGKingiaguz would be surprised when the Banshees come. But it's going to be interesting to see how he deals with them, and we do in fact see that starport going down for Finn.
Yeah, so we'll probably see a tech. Yep, there's the tech lab on the factory. So it is going to be Banshees. Given that he's collecting from both gas geysers, he'll probably get Cloak. Although Cloakless Banshees are an option, but I don't think we'll see that.
There is always the option of the fake Cloak Banshees, which was used against MVP recently. You expose the Banshee without Cloak, and then you pretend to go in without Cloak, and then you get there with Cloak and you just win with it. But I think we will see the Cloak resets.
Yeah, I think also, from what I've seen of Finn, when he first came into StarCraft 2, he said that he was going to win the first GSL he entered. So he's a bit cocky. I don't see him using any gimmicky tactics. I think he'll just think he's outright better than his opponent, to be honest. So I think, although we aren't seeing Cloak at the starport, so it is going to be Cloakless Banshees it looks like, or possibly, as you said, that late Cloak.
And he is expanding behind that as well. But I reckon xGKingiaguz is going to get that starport up in time. Will he get a Viking out? I'm not quite sure, but if he does, that Banshee is going to be pretty well useless.
Yeah, it looks like that Banshee will get there just before the Viking completes, but after that, you know, it might get a couple of SCV kills, I'd imagine, because there aren't many Marines out on the field, but it won't do too much.
It is important though, because if this Banshee harass doesn't really do much, I mean, xGKingiaguz is going to be well off in economy. He's already got that expansion up and is mining from it as the Banshee is pushed away by Marines. Without that cloak, it is nice micro there, but I think he will be able to hold that off. The Viking is almost finished. He is going to get some SCV kills.
Yeah, he has picked off all the Marines, so possibly we'll see some early pressure from Finn. He is building that Raven, so the Raven can be used for a point defense drone or more likely auto turrets during an actual battle, and he will have siege mode slightly quicker, I'd imagine, than our other Terran. Although neither have started researching it.
It is interesting to note though that even with that faster command center, xGKingiaguz doesn't have much of an SCV lead. So
no, well, you know, he had to invest in that early command center, and he's tried to tech as fast as he can by getting that double gas, because he knew that Banshees were definitely a possibility.
Now we do see both players transitioning into that fairly standard Marine tank setup in Terran versus Terran. And it's going to be interesting to see if it does turn into a full-scale TvT macro game, or if it's going to be some sort of timing push from either player.
Yeah, well, it looks like both are going the standard Marine tank. It is generally considered that that's probably the best build in TvT. The only other builds you can really go are mech and bio, but you really can't pull off bio play that well against Marine tank. Once you see that one is going into Marine tank, you yourself have to either go into mech or Marine tank. Because that bio play, you mix in the Marauders, and all of a sudden your Marauders just aren't cost efficient against their Marines, so you're sort of forced into Marine tank as well.
And we do see an army from Finn moving out across the map here. He does have that Raven and some Vikings in there, but I think xGKingiaguz will be able to hold this off. He's sieging his tanks on the low ground.
xGKingiaguz does not have siege mode at the moment, and it is almost done. But without siege mode, he can't hope to engage that army just yet. So he will lose this depot probably, but he won't take much damage because siege mode is about to complete.
We do also see that Finn has taken control of the sky. He's sniped off a Viking of xGKingiaguz, and that other Viking can't engage.
Yes, and we do see him targeting the reactor. You know, it's so annoying to lose reactors as Terran because they take a long time to build, as you probably all know. It's very annoying to have to rebuild those.
So siege tech has finished now for xGKingiaguz, and he should be able to hold this off just fine, but that Viking is being a menace. SCV's
probably a bit of a mistake to land those Vikings, because he has now lost all his air control, and he didn't do significant damage with them.
No, we do see a couple of more racks being thrown up for xGKingiaguz with tech labs going up on them. So we could see some Marauders thrown in or upgrades, but I think xGKingiaguz is going to throw in some Marauders into his mix.
Yes, it looks like it. With 2 tech labs, he could just be looking to get combat shield and stim at the same time, but no, we do see Marauders, so it is going to be some Marine Marauder tank from xGKingiaguz, which is a bit unusual to be honest, because generally you just want to get those Marines. So we'll see what he has planned with those Marauders.
We do also see a engineering bay just finishing up for xGKingiaguz now. We could see some upgrades coming out of there. We do see an engage in the middle. xGKingiaguz is tanks to siege, but Finn's aren't. Does xGKingiaguz have enough men? No, he doesn't, and those tanks will go down as well, I think, but not before dealing a lot of damage. No, they are going to push it back.
Yeah, he does land his Vikings there, just to give the tanks like another buffer that Finn had to get through. But he has yielded air control by doing that.
It is important that he did that though, because if he lost those tanks, this game is really hard for him to come back from.
We do see that there is over a 20 supply lead for xGKingiaguz after that battle, so this game definitely favouring him at the moment. And with that low tank count, those Marauders actually could do a lot of damage.
We do actually see a significant SCV lead, which we didn't see earlier, but that earlier command center is now starting to pay off for xGKingiaguz, I think. He's looking more comfortable, he's getting his production facilities up, and Finn is just, he's trying to stay in this macro game, but he's well behind at the moment.
Yeah, we do see him transitioning into a sort of Sky Terran play that is another much less common build you can do in TvT. Generally, you can use it to complement your mech play because the other Terran is forced into Mass Marauder if they're going bio. But it's weird to see this Tank Marine complemented with Sky play as well.
And we are going to see an engage here. Sorry to talk over you, but we do have siege from xGKingiaguz again. Does he have enough buffer? This time he is going to be able to snipe all of Finn's bio. But he is going to lose his... Oh, he saves his last Viking there, so he does retain air dominance as well. xGKingiaguz is just playing superbly at the moment.
Yes, and what's been interesting about these battles is that both of them got such late stims. Stim's still not complete for either of them, or just completing for xGKingiaguz right then. So we've seen some stimless battles, which makes those Marines really useless against tanks.
So xGKingiaguz does lose that Viking that was trying to be repaired as he's taking the gold, and he is forced to stim those tanks, but he is going to be able to kill that debris still. Scans going up from xGKingiaguz just to see what Finn's doing.
I should point out that Sky Terran choice possibly could have been a reaction to the fact that xGKingiaguz was taking into those Marauders, but he has stopped Marauder production and is just going for the pure Marine now, which is a good choice against the low tank count that Finn has after he loses some of the battles.
I do see a Banshee down here getting some kills. It's got 9 kills on it now. If we look at the Workers Lost tab, xGKingiaguz has lost 12 SCVs already in this game. And yet he still holds almost a 20 SCV advantage. So his economy is booming at the moment. Finn really stuck on this 2-base play. xGKingiaguz is expanded. He's making that orbital at the gold. We do see a push coming now from Finn. Is xGKingiaguz going to be able to hold it? If he can, I think he's going to win this game. Tank sieged on the low ground as he drops the Marines on the high ground with the Banshee as well. xGKingiaguz coming around from the side. This is not a bad ploy, but will he lose all his bio? The stim goes off. Tank sieging. And it looks like xGKingiaguz is going to be able to hold this off.
Yeah, most definitely. We do see the drop pulling back to try and help in the actual attack, but everything is going to get cleaned up here. This is not looking very good for Finn.
I think Finn is just way behind at this point. He needed to try and make something happen, but xGKingiaguz just with nice engages.
Yeah, well, after that engagement in the middle where he was down 20 supply, Finn was just so far behind. You can sort of understand his options were only really to go for this 2-base play with some unique Sky Terran added to it, or to try and out-macro his opponent by sneaking in some expansions. You know, neither of those options are very good.
So we do see Finn sniper tank there, but nothing too drastic. xGKingiaguz is just way ahead at the moment, almost 50 supply out in front. He's up a base, he's up 20 harvesters, and he is just looking solid.
Yeah, well, he's just got that gold, and Finn just doesn't even have a 3rd base, and he doesn't even look like he's fully saturated with his natural at the moment. He is way oversaturated in his main though, so a slight mistake there from Finn with 1 mineral patch not even being mined as his natural. So I'd imagine that xGKingiaguz will try and finish this game very soon. There are only 2 tanks out for Finn. He's going to go for some drop play. When you're behind, they say in your Terran, you just go for drop play. That's how you've got to try and get back into the game.
And we do see these medivacs coming in, but at the same time, xGKingiaguz is just going to push the front, and I think he's just going to win with that. But the drop is going on in his main. xGKingiaguz was supply blocked momentarily. We do see a force coming back to deal with it, but at the same time, the tank sieging the front of Finn's ramp. We see a battle going off here, but the siege tanks are just going to prove too much, and Finn is going to GG out of this game. Again, we see a C player take down a top Korean.
Yeah, I'm very impressed by the C players so far being able to take down ForGG, and I am happy, especially seeing how it was a Zerg versus Happy. And ForGG, you know, his weak matchup is TvP, not TvT, so I'm very impressed with these C players so far.
Alright guys, that does it for us again. Please like, favourite the video if you enjoyed it. Leave us some feedback. If you want to send in replays, link in the description. Don't forget to check us out if we're ever live streaming or on Twitter. My name is Mox. And
I'm Fusion Heli.
And once again, thanking you guys for watching. Ciao.